Hey y'all, it's Barbershop Conversations. And since Kovalev is fighting this weekend, I've been thinking about when that Adonis Stevenson and Kovalev fight will happen. And then I began to think about Floyd Mayweather and the route he took to get to Manny Pacquiao. And you can't help but see the resemblance between the two. I believe that they are going to fight. I mean, one would imagine. And when they do fight, it's going to be probably one of Adonis Stevenson's last fights. The reason why I say that is because Adonis Stevenson is either 37 or 38 years old, and he doesn't have much time left. Father time typically catches up with you in your mid to late 30s as a professional athlete. And I think what Al Haymon is doing is building that fight up to the point where it can reach its maximum potential or fulfill its potential and build it up maybe to an $8 to $10 million fight. I don't know if I'm underestimating or overestimating, but right now I see that as probably a $10 million fight. If they split, they get maybe $4 or $5 million each. I can see that happening, especially if they do pay-per-view. And I think overseas and in Canada, it would do really well in terms of pay-per-view. That's probably the reason they would do pay-per-view. They wouldn't expect huge numbers in America, but overseas and in Canada, I believe it would do exceptionally well. So um, that's what I believe. I think Al Haymon has a plan, and because it worked with Floyd Mayweather, with him making a minimum of 225 million, you can't help but accept that the plan works. And if you look on the other side of the aisle, you see Triple G. You see them doing the same thing as well. Triple G's 33. He'll be 34 this year, I believe. So Tom Loeffler, I believe, is doing the same thing with Triple G. You're building them up, making as much money as possible. Uh, Knockout artist, unbeatable, one of the greatest fighters in boxing today. And then he'll go after the, uh, the Andre Wards and whoever else is in that 160, 168 range, probably in 2017, maybe late 2016. But I don't even see that happening in 2016. But it's going to happen. But getting back to Adonis Stevenson, I think this plan works, and I know I'm just like everyone else. I want to see Adonis Superman Stevenson fight Kovalev, but I don't believe it'll happen anytime soon, just because of Adonis Stevenson's age. And I believe Adonis Stevenson knows he's up against Father Time right now, and he needs these gatekeeper type fights so he can get a couple of, you know, he needs to make money. Fighters don't want jobs after they retire. No professional athlete wants a job after they retire, not unless it's something they actually want to do. You don't want to have to work after you've made 10 to 15, $20 million in your career. You just want to retire and do what you want. And Adonis Stevenson has to get some fights under him and make some money. And at the tail end of his career, I believe that he'll fight Adonis Stevenson. They'll get all that stuff worked out. It's not a huge deal, but I do think he'll do great numbers just because these guys are international stars, and with them building their fan base in America, it can at at least get better. Um, so don't get angry. Hold your breath. Hold your temperament. The fight is going to happen, but understand what I believe Al Haymon is doing with Adonis Stevenson. He's not on the accelerated plan because he already has the belt. If he did not have the belt, then he would be chasing all these champions. But since he has the belt, there's no reason for him to rush. Let everyone come to him, and there's probably only one fighter out there that can beat him. And that's Sergey Kovalev, excuse me. So we'll get that fight. It's just going to take some time. Adonis Stevenson has to make some money, and before you comment on this video and say it's bad, it's a terrible idea, don't forget, look on the other side of the fence. Triple G and Tom Loeffler are doing the exact same thing. And if you really need an exclamation point, look what Floyd Mayweather did to Pacquiao. All that stuff, Floyd Mayweather is scared. No, Floyd Mayweather wasn't scared of him. he just was biding his time, biding his time, biding his time until he realized that, oh, I have to fight him now. And that was Al Haymon. I believe that was Al Haymon's plan, and Floyd Mayweather bought into it, and so he's doing the same thing with Adonis Stevenson. So expect Adonis Stevenson fighting. No, I believe no earlier than real extremely late 2016, early 2017, because Adonis Stevenson will be pushing, be close to 40, and he won't have a couple fights left. But that's going to be a big fight. You know, I think $10 million fight, and it'll obviously sell. It'll sell exceptionally well in Vegas, or maybe they'll have it in Canada. You know, it definitely wouldn't be. It definitely wouldn't be overseas, but it's coming soon, guys, and I appreciate you guys' support on Barbershop Conversations and all the feedback. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think the Al Haymon way is a good way? I personally think it works because we have proof with Floyd Mayweather making. He said he'll make somewhere in between. He said he'll make $500 million. Is that what he said? $500 million in that interview? Or excuse me, I think it was 400. He said he'll make $400 million just this year alone in boxing. So Al Haymon way is proof. You know, is yet to be determined the longevity of PBC. Although we're getting more cards, but we'll have to see the 5-10 year plan to see how it pans out. I'm rooting for it, and hopefully we can get boxing every weekend like we're getting now between Top Rank, HBO, Showtime, NBC, PBC, and Golden Boy on Fox. So I'm looking forward to it. So Barbershop Conversations, and I appreciate your guys' support this far. Thanks, guys.